Yeah, so one of my guards at the front gate, that's primarily where you would be stationed. He's going to be taking an extended vacation, so I am looking to fill the position temporarily. It could lead to long-term work. How long exactly have you been doing private security?
Not long. I recently worked for the Serafina Town Police Department, and then I moved into the private security sector.
Okay, yeah, I did see that you worked for the police department. Can I just, first question that popped in my mind when I saw that was, why would you leave?
Well, this may not win me any friends, but I realized that there was a lot of corruption in the police department, and I wanted to get away from that. So with private security, I could find an employer that worked with my values and things of that nature. You have a lot of security in here, correct? Like, you don't think you'll ever have break-ins or...
No. You know what I noticed thus far throughout our discussion is typically like, I would ask questions for someone who's trying to work here on my property. And no, you've been very interested in the rest of the security of the house, honestly. Like, you'd be manning the front gate. You don't have to worry about anything past that, really. I have other people and cameras and stuff.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you hired me, I wanted to make sure that the location that I work at isn't bringing me more trouble than needed, I guess. And your daughter, Charlotte, she's safe here? Like, you don't worry about people getting past your security or anything like that?
No. Again, I'm just a little skeptical and hella paranoid when people ask me too many questions that they don't need to be asking. You know what I mean? So, sorry if I'm coming off a little defensive.
Forgive me if I've asked too many questions. I just, if I work here, I want to make sure it's safe.
Got it. Call me crazy, but maybe you should have picked a different line of work, because, I felt a lot of danger back home, and I am a public figure.
Yeah. If you had 2 children living here, you think you'd be able to handle...
Yes, I'm sorry, but you're kind of creeping me out now with everything that you're asking me.
Sorry. I didn't mean to creep you out or ask too many questions about this place. Maybe you're right. Maybe I need to find another line of work. Because to me, I would want to be in a place where the person I'm working for isn't so consumed with their own... Let me put it this way. You mentioned your job plenty of times since I've been here, and I noticed this window, it has a lock on it, but it's unlocked. Your back door is unlocked. For someone who has so many security measures, it still doesn't seem like a safe place. Why would you hire an extra guard if you had...
Alright, I don't know what your angle is. Are you a reporter? Are you pretending to get this job? Are you trying to get like a story out of me and cover piece on my life?
No, I'm not press. I want to protect the right way, I guess.
Alright, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. Thank you.
I really wish it would have gone a different way today. Have a good day. Thank you for letting me in your home.
I'm frustrated because there's no anything regarding Salvatore online. I have contacted numerous IT people. I have dipped into my savings to offer like high budgets to like just search things, and part of me feels like I didn't look in the right places, but also part of me feels like whatever those devices you had, if there was nothing on them, then I don't know what cloud Salvatore put confessions in. I don't know. Oh, you and Joey are so different from one another, yet you are so similar in the way that you both get down on yourselves and think that there's no hope for anything. I'm here to tell you that you tried your best. There is nobody telling you that you tried your best, and I'm telling you that right now. So don't beat yourself up. What can you do? Yeah, and my best wasn't good enough. I hate that. And every day that Jonathan walks this world, as my nephew lies in a grave, I feel like I'm letting Junior down. Stop. You're just like your brother. Always dwelling on the worst parts of his life, when the worst parts of his life are in his rearview mirror. You went through a divorce. Can we remember that? I know you don't want to remember it, but at the time of Junior's untimely tragedy, you went through a divorce at the very same time. No one takes that into consideration. Neither do you. There's no excuse. This is still my nephew. I was his godmother. Stop. I am sure that when you went through everything, you had to choose which one are you going to mourn more. Which one are you going to grieve more? And I'm sure you chose Junior over your divorce, but you probably never processed your divorce the right way. See, I learned things in therapy as well. And you are just the wheel going down the hill. You need to put a brake on yourself. You don't need to be Sherlock Holmes and solve every unsolved murder that's out there, okay? You're one girl. Thank you, Melissa. It's very sweet of you. It's just so hard. Because, like, I want to do it for Junior, but also my mom. I don't know how she can be so stupid. This guy had something to do with it. I know it. The fact that, like, you're telling me there were devices with a confession, and that's all I, like, need. Why don't you testify or something? Why don't you go to the police and say what you heard or was told? Because, Gabby, be real. Look at my history. Look at how I look in terms of... I look a little crazy from time to time. Sometimes I forget to do my hair. No one's going to believe me. Even if you put a lie detector test and I passed it with flying colors, no one is going to believe anything I say. And maybe someone does. There's no way to prove anything at this point. I believe you. I can't believe that Jonathan has gone this long. I can't take it anymore, you know? It's driving me crazy. Hey, Gabby, there are things in life I've learned that you just can't control. You have to let go and let God. You can't control everything. And for those things, you just have to lean back and let the world take over. When I wanted to get back with Joey and he was still enthralled with Miranda, there was nothing I could do. Nothing. So I just had to wait, and the universe corrected itself. What I'm trying to say is, you may not be able to get Jonathan behind bars the way that you want to, and you can't drum up proof. You looked. You covered all your bases. Now, you let karma do its job. Karma will do it. And what if karma doesn't get him? What if, like, me sitting here talking about him getting arrested or whatever, what if this is a moment that you and we look back on 5 years from now, and Jonathan is married to my mom? Gabby Riley, karma always wins. I promise you that. I hope you're right, because I'm at wit's end. I don't know how else to get this man caught. So I guess I have to rely on karma at this point.
Yo, before Gabby left, What were you all talking about in here?
Nothing major. Just girl stuff. You know how us girls talk.
Girl stuff? It's my sister, you can't tell me? Yeah, I've seen you naked. We don't have secrets. What were you talking about? Like, why can't I know?
Because, Joey, I know you'd be against it. If I told you right now, you'd be against it, and we'd fight.
So, let me be against whatever you all were talking about.
Joey, I was just having a nice conversation with your sister, bonding with her, feeling like I'm part of the family. I don't want to be a problem right now. I don't want to go into it. Girl stuff, that's it.
Well, now that I asked you what you were talking about and you won't tell me, and then you also add that it would cause problems, how am I supposed to let it go?
Alright, we were just talking about Jonathan and how we feel like there's clues that he did it, and we wish there was evidence, and Gabby was getting down on herself, and I was telling her not to. I was trying to uplift her.
Alright, I'm gonna disagree just like you predicted. Because I understand the man is a douche. But the same douche offered to pay for our wedding. People don't part with their money nowadays. In 2025, even if you were a little well off, right? It's a really nice thing to do. Okay? Second of all, I'm not putting Gabby down, and I'm not trying to start nothing with her. I love her as a sister, don't want no beef. But she lives in books, man. She drums up these conspiracies. She's like one of those, like, people who hardcore believe in aliens coming to get me type thing. You know what I mean? I'm using, just like if I was at work and someone said that about me. You know what I'm saying?
Alright, now I'm getting a little pissed off. Because, look, even though I was nothing to Junior, still, I find it a little strange that as his father, you don't care to look into it more when there's, like, maybe not so much a smoking gun, but there's smoke. You know, and you don't even care enough to look into it. Why? Like, wouldn't you want every party involved in his murder to be taken down?
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. Because we got a confession out of Salvatore. And he ended the way he ended. There is no evidence. There's nothing to point fingers at this man other than, like, you just don't like him as a person. We don't convict people simply because we don't like a person.
Well, me and Gabby were talking about the evidence because, like, before Salvatore died, he told me that there were confessions somewhere online that he stored in the cloud. First there was devices, nothing on there or whatever, and he put confessions in a cloud somewhere on the internet, and Gabby was trying to look for it, and she was down and she couldn't find it. But he told me that. Like, come on. Why not at least investigate it a little bit further?
You tell me this now? Are you being serious? No, really. Because saying something like that is really not cool if you're making this up.
I'm not making it up.
I don't know how to feel about that. Because clearly the man, I'm not dismissing you. Why would you hold on to this information?
You know how fast life moves, and you know that my brain can't keep up half the time. Every corner that I go around, there's a new piece of drama. I'm scatterbrained. I forgot. I'm sorry. I'm one person.
About this? About my son and his possible killer? And then you and Gabby hype up that Jonathan's the killer all along, and then you just... We're in August. This happened months ago, and you're telling me this now?
I had a memory lapse. Am I a horrible person for that? Because I forgot a little detail? Sorry.
I'm supposed to have a kid with you when you can't even remember a detail like this?
Maybe I didn't bring it up in the past because I didn't think anyone would believe me. Just like you're saying right now, like he was a lunatic. Who would believe, like, coming from another lunatic? This lunatic said it to me, and you get it?
No, I'm not. You just gave me information, and I'm your fiance. I want to believe you. I have to believe you. So you're telling me that Salvatore said that Jonathan confessed to being part of the murder, and
he had tape stored for it. And then he told you this, of all people. Can we drop it? Please? I didn't want it to become this. Please. Fine, let's drop it. Because I don't want to fight with you. I don't want to hear this again. I don't want to hear anything about my son like that. Conspiracy. I need to sleep at night. I don't need to feel like the killer's out there. I don't need to feel like the man who offered to pay for my wedding also had a hand in it. I don't want to hear about Gabby's stupid conspiracy theories. Because she's getting you to believe things now. And before today started, I went to the producer and I said today's segment was supposed to be about you and the godmother stuff. We weren't even supposed to be talking about this. Godmother stuff? What godmother stuff? The segment was supposed to be over 2 minutes ago, from what they told me. But yeah, godmother stuff. I don't think you should pick Gabby without talking to my mom first. What? This is the first time I'm posting in this forum anonymously, but I'm doing so because I feel like there is an individual who might be going from home to home trying to scope things out for possible burglaries. I'm inserting his photo here. He said that he's a former police officer from Serafina Town PD, and I don't know, he just raised a few red flags for me. Post. Hi, how are you? Here to speak with Captain Rupker. I have a meeting with him about my girlfriend's potential political future. Yeah, no problem. He's in a meeting right now. When he's done, I'll get him for you. No problem. Thank you. I'll wait here. Oh, I knew this man was a creep. What was that? Oh, I'm sorry, man. I was talking to my phone. It's funny because there was a guy that used to work here. And he worked here for a hot minute. He was a cop in training. I got such a creepy vibe from him, and no one wanted to believe me. He had these Dahmer glasses on, and he left the force, and we didn't hear nothing from him. He left abruptly, didn't even really leave his notice or nothing like that. And then, like, again, no one wanted to believe me. My cousin lives down in Florida, and he's in like one of these neighborhood online watches or whatever, and apparently there's a guy going from house to house checking things out to burglarize them. And one of the people posted his picture. Same dude. I knew it. It's crazy. Training to be a cop, going down to being creepy in Florida, burglarizing people. Can I see that? I know we have a wedding to get through and it's all hypothetical, our children. But when you make decisions, family decisions, we gotta at least talk to my mom about some stuff, And naming Gabby as godmother is one of those things I just think that she would be pissed off about if she wasn't included in the discussion. Are you serious? It's my hypothetical child. In terms of godparents, I'll make the godparents who I will make it Scooby-Doo if I want to. I don't have to go through your mom for that. I choose who the godparents are. Melissa? Can we not? Can we just not be disrespectful and cause problems? I'm asking you nice. You're not asking me nicely though, Joey. You're not. You're making demands, frankly, about my hypothetical children. This is how it's going to be in the future? I'm not giving you demands. I'm not. I'm just saying, you made this godmother decision without even talking to me. That's another thing they should be pissed off about. She's very perceptive with things like that. If I mention, oh, Gabby's going to be godmother, I know her, she's going to say, how did that come up? How did this, happen or whatever? And I'm going to say, like, Melissa picked. And then she'll ask me, did she tell you? And then I'll say, no, she didn't tell me. And then my mom it'll just be something, So can we just ask me about the future? And let me ask you this. Is this how it went with Miranda? Am I feeling what Miranda felt? Because never did I see your allegiance to your mom up until this point. Like this. This is weird. It was different with Miranda, Melissa. It was. This isn't the same thing. I'm not saying she doesn't even know. I'm just saying, like, don't make big family decisions without including her. Alright? Maybe the godmother thing is a bad example, but I'm saying, like, as a family, well, I can tell you this much. It definitely will be very, very different from how it went with Miranda. Let me tell you that. I am not a pushover like her.
Don't be like this, Melissa.